Well, hey, welcome to my shop on another Friday night. I'm really glad to see you. You made it through the week. Outstanding. So I was thinking this week about a story I read years ago about a man who was visiting a circus and he sees this fully grown African elephant. Now, these things weigh about 6 tons, a full-grown male does. And he notices that it has around one leg just this tiny little rope tied around its leg and then running over to a little tiny stake in the ground. And he wondered why this massive creature didn't just pull on the rope and walk away. And he sees the caretaker for the elephant and he finally goes up to him and asks him how come this elephant just doesn't pull on the rope and escape. And the man explained that when the elephant was little, they used that same rope and that same stake and they tied it around the elephant's leg, and the little elephant pulled and pulled and pulled and couldn't get away. And he kept trying and trying and trying, and he couldn't get away. And finally, he just gave up. And now he's this massive 6-ton animal, and he is not held in place by a tiny rope and a tiny stick in the ground. He's held in place by his own mind. Well, this is a really good story that tells us that sometimes we are being held in place by these little tiny ropes and these little tiny sticks from our past. Well, these are things that hold us in place and keep us from being who we want to be and becoming who we want to become. And so perhaps now you've tried something over and over and over again and failed every time. And so now you just gave up. Or perhaps you've had an experience in your life that put fear of doing certain things into it. And we've let that hold us back from being what we could be. Or perhaps you lived with family and friends who told you you weren't smart enough, told you you weren't talented enough, told you you weren't good enough for something. So we have these voices echoing in our heads, and they are these little tiny ropes and these little tiny stakes that hold us in place and keep us from being who we can be. You are not who you were when those ropes and those stakes from our past first tied you down. And finally, while it might seem a little irrelevant, I got a bad dad joke for you. How do you stop an elephant from charging? You take away its credit card. Well, you have made it to your weekend. Get out there and enjoy it. Remember, creation's a very cool place. There are a lot of people to meet and a lot of things to do. Get out there and have yourself some fun. Rest and relax. Take care of yourself. Take care of everyone around you. It's not that hard. I will catch you right here in the shop next week. In the meantime, I love you.